Hi everyone. Just gonna wait for some people to tune in. Happy Tuesday. Say hi as you join us. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I'm in Orlando, Florida. Hi everyone. Hi on YouTube. Hi Facebook. Hi Instagram. In case you see me going up and down, I have different screens because I'm talking to different people. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Aisha Chidolwe. I'm an immigration attorney in Orlando, Florida, but I represent clients in all 50 states in the United States and internationally with their family immigration matter here in the United States. My phone number here is 407-995-6567. You could also send a WhatsApp message if you want us to call you. Our WhatsApp number is 404-333-8751. So comment in the box, say hi, let me know because I can see y'all. So, say hi, let me know where you're tuning in from. Don't be shy. I don't have a lot of time today. I'm going to be getting off in the next 10 minutes. So if I'm able to take any questions, I will try to get to your question. But today, real quick, I just want to talk about evidence that's necessary for VAWA cases. Good morning, Inada from Tampa. Good morning, Rachel. Thank you for tuning in. So a lot of times, people ask me, I have a VAWA claim, and for those who don't know what a VAWA claim is basically if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, or you're the child of a U.S. citizen or a green card holder under 21 or between 21 to 25 with extenuating circumstances, or you are the parent of a U.S. citizen child over the age of 21, and you've experienced extreme cruelty and or abuse from any of those people, you're eligible for a 10-year visa. But in order for you to be eligible, you still have to provide some proof of what is going on. Hi, Dimitri. Dimitri says, hey, Aisha from Orlando, finally catching you live. Great. Thank you for tuning in. I know the last few days I've been so busy in the morning, but so as I was saying, I just want to talk about evidence because I don't have a lot of time. So let me just get to it. So with evidence, people always ask me what evidence is needed. So the answer is any credible evidence that you have. And I'll explain that to you. So before I explain what any credible evidence is, so let's first of all talk about the basics. Okay. So the basics are that one, you need to show that you have a good faith marriage, meaning that your marriage is in fact legitimate. So that, or your marriage was legitimate because, you can still file for VAWA if you're divorced, as long as the divorce happened less than 2 years ago. You have to show cohabitation. Cohabitation means that you and your spouse at some point lived together. So you don't have to live together for 10 years, 20 years. You could have lived together for months or several weeks, but as long as you can show cohabitation, you should be showing that. So these ones are the necessary proof that you need, standards that I'm talking about, and then I'm going to talk about evidence of abuse. And then you have to show that you're a person of good moral character. That you're a person of good moral character. And how you show that is that you show that you don't have any crimes of moral turpitude or any aggravated felony or anything that basically puts you in a bad light in front of immigration in the last 3 years. Even though they say the last 3 years, they can always go further back. So just try and be squeaky clean. We usually will run an FBI fingerprint to pull up every report and see whatever is going on. And then we can then assess what's going on with your case. So those are the normal evidence. Now let's talk about evidence of abuse. With evidence of abuse, that's what I talk about when I say you need any credible evidence. So credible evidence is basically evidence that shows what you're dealing with. So a lot of people are not going to have all the same things. For instance, people sometimes will say, oh, I don't have a police report, so nobody's going to believe me. So a police report is not required to file a VAWA application. Now, if you have a police report and you have the courage to call the cops, wonderful, because it certainly gives credence to your case. However, If you don't have a police report, it still does not matter, if you have other things to show, because a lot of immigrants who don't have papers are actually scared to call the cops. And they're scared to call the cops because part of the abuse is that you'll get deported, or if you call the cops, they're going to believe me over you. So people don't call the cops. So one of the key things that you always want to have is a declaration. A declaration is your true statement under penalty of perjury of what happened in that marriage. And this is your opportunity to bear it all. Everything that you've experienced, everything that's made you lose sleep, everything that's made you cry at night, you need to bear it all. You need to bear it all. And cover everything, basically, what you've dealt with, what you've suffered. If you've not suffered physical abuse, and most of your abuse is psychological and emotional, one of the things that I strongly recommend is getting a psych evaluation. A psych evaluation is really helpful because sometimes some people have a hard time articulating themselves. Thank you so much, Oluwaseyi on Instagram that says my makeup is so beautiful. I appreciate it. So as I was saying, a lot of people have a hard time maybe articulating themselves. Obviously speaking to a therapist, or your attorney helping you with your declaration helps you to remember a lot of what is going on and helps you to express yourself. And those things help, because if you have, a psychologist or a licensed family therapist sending an assessment to immigration saying, John Doe, has suffered psychologically, and it's affected him with anxiety or PTSD, or, it's affected your health with high blood pressure, that is good. If you have a pastor that you confide in, that can write you a statement saying what you've dealt with, that is credible evidence. If you have a doctor, just a regular doctor that you've gone to because, your blood pressure was elevated, or whatever, you had heart palpitations because of the stress you're dealing with, that doctor's exam is credible evidence. Also, good evidence is text messages. A lot of times, if you're dealing with someone cruel, sometimes they will be texting you. They will be texting you negative messages. So if they're texting you negative messages, make sure you're saving those messages. You should never delete a message out of anger. Save that evidence for whenever you might need it in the future, which is if you are a VAWA victim. Same thing goes in terms of if you have a spouse who has a tight financial control. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of time and I have so much to say. Guys, if I run out of time today, I have only 3 more minutes. I will come back live and continue this part 2 tomorrow, because I feel like, I have stuff to say and I haven't finished it, but I got to go in 3 minutes. So what I was saying is that, sometimes, people get upset with their spouses and they delete pictures. I don't want any memory of him. Please do not do it. Do not do that. Save those pictures. Save the pictures of good times and any picture from bad times. Save those pictures. I don't want to hear my phone, the phone that I had it on got damaged. Oh, I don't know it. Save that bad boy and upload it on the clouds. If you don't have an iPhone, upload it on Google Photos. There's no excuse. iCloud or Android, you can upload your pictures. Save those evidence because you're going to need them. And then everybody has somebody that they confide in. Everybody, at least one person that they can talk to. So if there's anybody that you talk to about what it is that you're dealing with in your marriage, and they're willing to write you a statement, they can write you an affidavit as well. And then a lot of people, a lot of abusers, part of how they control people is they cut you off from every financial connection. They'll make sure your name is not on any bill. They'll make sure they don't file taxes with you. They'll make sure, because part of that is in an attempt to make, because if they're privy or they have knowledge of how VAWA works or abuse works, they will make sure that they don't leave any paper trail. So that is why when I say your declaration is there to bear it all and to explain that control or that mindset or that pattern or the reason why your spouse or your parent or your child refused to include you in this, refused to include you in that, because they knew that doing that will leave a paper trail and it will help you get to where you need to get to. So, in a nutshell, those are some of the things that are necessary when you are presenting a case. Again, not one or the other is going to make or break your case, but a combination of all helps to strengthen your case. I feel like I have more to say, but I don't have time. I have to jump off. Um, you know, but I'm going to just take one question, which I saw earlier, and then I will come back tomorrow. I will be live tomorrow at 11 a.m. sharp. Tomorrow, I will definitely be on. I've been having so many USCIS interviews the last few days, so I haven't been able to come here super early, but tomorrow I'll be here at 11 a.m. So tune back in and we'll continue this topic. So our hand from YouTube says, what options do you have if your VAWA case is denied? Are you placed in removal? So the answer is it really depends. Any case that's denied, there's always a potential that you'll be placed in removal. Okay, but before you're placed in removal, if your VAWA case was denied, give me a call. Let's see why it was denied and if we can appeal it, because we can appeal it if there is enough evidence to appeal it. But in order for us to determine if we should appeal it or not, I have to see why it was denied and what you have to counteract that. We've definitely had success in, appealing and overturning VAWAs that other lawyers filed, not to throw any other lawyer under the bus, but people have come to us, after their VAWA cases got denied and we're able to overturn it. Not to say that I'm guaranteeing anything for anybody, but if your case is overturnable, we'll be happy to help you look into it and, give you another shot, especially for those of you who have, maybe by the time you get your denial, you've been divorced for up to 2 years. Because if you've been divorced for up to 2 years, you can't file a new VAWA case. You can't file a new VAWA case because you've missed a deadline because of 2 years. So your only option in those cases usually is an appeal. So call my office if you have any other questions. If you want a consultation, 407-995-6567. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow at 11. Have a good day. Bye.